course, former President Biden was hardly out of the headlines even this weekend.
Yeah.
Does this news at all change the political argument, still all of the speculation that has been swirling literally in the last 24 hours surrounding Biden's time in office that has been front and center since the election?
So you have a couple high-profile books that are soon to come out about the president, his mental acuity, and his final years in office. And that was one of the reasons why we saw former President Biden come out publicly here in the last week or two. He had done a couple different interviews, one with the View here in the United States and one with the BBC overseas. And at the time, that was viewed as sort of a pre-buttal for the books, right? We've seen some of the passages come out here over the last week or so, and that matched up with the president's former president's recent interviews. There were the Hur tapes on Friday evening, his interview with Robert Hur, during his time in office with classified information, and we know the finding that Robert Hur put out at the time. All of that is going to have its time, its moment, its place, its scrutiny. That's not going to go away, Natasha, anytime soon, I don't believe. But again, the news tonight is of this diagnosis and what it means for the former president going forward.
And tell me a little bit about the Biden cancer moonshot as well. That was so important to him and so deeply personal for him as well.
Yeah, it's a good point. It was actually one of the first things that I thought of when I heard of this. Was he announced the Cancer Moonshot Initiative, trying to eradicate cancer. I guess I don't know the exact timetable off the top of my head here, but it was clearly in the upcoming years and decades, hopefully in our lifetime, right? And this was something that the former president had talked about during his time in office, gave speeches about it, why it was so important to him. And so this is an issue that has been personal for the former president, and once again, obviously personal for him and his family at this moment.
Okay. And it is too early to speak about legacy in past tense, and that's not what I want to do tonight. He is in the headlines for a very different reason tonight. And this is a moment of unity, it seems, that we're seeing from the country right now. And we're seeing directly coming from President Trump and the First Lady as well. What is the hope and the opportunity for this moment in time, this very divisive moment we find ourselves in?
Yeah, it is notable that we see both sides of the aisle coming together, and you would hope that that would be the case. And it is the case, right? Again, this is something, I go back to the first thing that I say, this is something that just about every American family or neighborhood or community has dealt with in one form or another in the past or is currently dealing with. So it is something that it's apolitical, obviously, right? Often in politics, we talk about the politics and the personal, and this is one of those days where you obviously in one of those moments where you shove the politics to the side and you focus on the personal, and that's by and large, Natasha, the reaction that we've seen coming.
Yeah, and if he were
today.
to have still been in office today, I understand that the updates would be very different. It was his
it would be a
personal. Right.
much different scene.
It was his personal office who made this announcement today. How much information do you expect the public will be privy to going forward? I mean, there is not a right to that information as there would be if he were in office.
It's a good question. Look, President Biden is the former president is a private citizen. Obviously, he's a private citizen like you and I are. Obviously, his circumstances are different. As being a former president, and it's not as if he's in office and he has an obligation and a duty to give play-by-play on his health status. But going forward, I guess it is a question of how much he will release, when he will release, and again, he's a private citizen at this point in time, done with public office. And when you think about presidents when they leave office, generally speaking, for the most part, they are not out in the public, right? Obviously, notable exceptions come to mind. Former President Trump, after his first term, we heard from him frequently. Jimmy Carter and his public service, is another one. George W. Bush, for example, we rarely see or hear from him. We didn't really have a sense of what it may or may not be for Joe Biden. Obviously, we did see him with those two interviews in the recent weeks, but I don't know how much we will hear from him. I don't know how much we will see from him. Obviously, Natasha, this news, as it would for anyone, sort of changes the outlook on, okay, what do I do next?
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.